Mhm. Mhm. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me share this for 2 seconds. Mhm. I should be playing music right now. Yeah, let me do that. Let me try that. All right, makes sense to do. Let's play that one. I'll be there in a sec. Ever. Try one more thing. Give me a moment. I'm almost there. Party people. I'm almost there. Welcome to the room. How are you feeling? I hope you good. Yes. Yes. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. Okay, it's horrible when I be missing things all the damn time. Okay, give me a second. Okie dokie. Boom. All right. Here I am. But now, that's okay. I can put that on pause now and start talking to you guys. Anyway, how you feeling? How y'all doing? I mean, there are, there are things going on right now. As always, there's always something going on, right? And I was, just looking around YouTube, and I saw somebody was doing a detox. Clearly, they never did that particular detox before. Excuse me. And someone else replied, "Ooh, I know you're going through it." And they said yes. And they didn't know what to do. They had a specific issue. They had no idea what to do. And someone recommended something, and I was like, "Oh hell no! Don't do that! Oh no, no, don't, no, 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 no! That is not what you recommend for that. I'm so sorry. No." So I decided to come on here and talk about the basics of fasting. Okay, because a lot of people, when they want to do a detox, a fast, a purge, whatever you want to call this process, you really have to do your research. And not just research into the process itself, but research into what happens during this process. Because a lot of people don't realize that no matter what fast you do, no matter what detox you do, no matter what purge you do, no matter how long you do it for, if it is consistent, you will get symptoms that are not very pleasant and that can be very negative. All right. And it is these things that happen that are like the first initial thing to stop someone from completing a fast. Okay. Like everybody has to know this. There is no process that includes any detox, fast, or purge that will feel good the whole time. No such thing. Your body does not work like that at all. No, 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 no. And I need people to understand that. Okay? You could do the most gentlest fasts in the world. Your booty might still hurt because the waste has to go out from somewhere. Okay? And it might be a lot of waste coming out. So your booty might not feel right. And this won't be like in a day. No. Depending on how long your fast is or how concentrated your fast is, because some people do like really serious fast and they'll be like, oh, I'll only do it for like a day or two. And then they have like the worst headaches within 4 hours. And they're like, where the hell did this headache come from? I can tell you, but you got to remember that something like this is normal because you are the first thing that you get rid of when you detox, fast, purge, and I'm just going to call it process as a general term for all of these things, right? When you process, your body, no matter what it is, for the first 4 to 5 days, it has to come out. It has to come up and it has to come out. We have many different types of waste in our body. Okay? Many different types of waste in our body. Okay? We have the waste in our colon. We have the waste in our bladder. We have waste in our kidneys. We have visceral fat that might be sitting in between these organs that we have to get rid of. That might be the waste you need. Mucus might be your waste of choice, right? And some of these processes that you do would get rid of all waste. It is not specific to which area of your body it will do what it do. Sometimes you might do a detox and all at once, your nose is runny, you got a headache, you got to sit in the bathroom for mad long and just do that number two like there ain't no tomorrow. Sometimes in the first 5 days of your detox, fast, purge, whatever process it is, you might get lumps and bumps and pimples and pus and all this coming out your butt. You're like, what the hell is this? Your face might break out. You'd be like, where does acne chain come from? What is this? Things like your hair falling out from the root is probably not going to happen. But I know people who have gone through process, and as they comb their hair shreds. Like it sheds. Like how a dog or a lamb like sheds their fur and their thing. That might happen with your hair. And you be like, what the hell is this? It's the process, baby. It's the process. You have to know that this is going to happen to you. And once you understand that within the first 3 or 4 days, listen, I've had people who've done processes, they had no issues. They had no vomiting, no diarrhea, no serious issues like this, but their breath stank to high heaven. And it didn't matter how much they brushed their teeth, how much mouthwash they put in. The only thing that cured that sucker was salt water and peppermint tea. Okay? It was a part of their detox. Something is coming out of you some way, somehow. And you got to know it ain't going to take a day. And it might get worse before it gets better. Don't get me wrong. If you do any process properly, you're going to come out on top. You're going to have more energy. You're going to lose all this weight. You feel like you want to do cartwheels on the street, all kinds of stuff. You got energy to do all this stuff. You can multitask like you a robot. You know what I'm saying? All that flopness. But before that, you might want to sleep all day. You might not want to move. You might have muscle pains, muscle spasms, things like this going on that you can't explain. I can explain it for you though. And I can even tell you what to do to minimize the effects of these processes that have to happen. Okay? I think I'll spend a little time on that. And then I'll jump out of here. Because on my other page, I did a community post talking about these things. And actually, what I just spoke about, knowing what this is about, kind of goes towards, what's going on here. Now, let me go to my community post, because y'all know I'm an old lady. So I don't be remembering everything I type of shit. Or better yet, I want to get the exact words of what I say. I don't want to misquote myself. So what I was just talking about will lead to number one. But before I get to number one, and if you're looking at my community post from before and you know my other page and you're over there watching it, you're reading it, cool. But I'll read it to you right now. I think I can recite something faster than I can regular talk. So, fitness PSA. Dear those who want to fast/detox, congrats to you on trying this, whether it's the first time or the 100th time you're doing this. I just wanted to tell you or remind you of something. Detox, fasting, purging is painful at first. Your butt might hurt because too much comes out of there. Your throat might be sore or hoarse because you might have vomiting issues. Your face can break out. You might see sores and weird pimples and bumps. You might have cold and flu symptoms, and you don't have a cold, nor the 19, nor the flu. You need to realize or remember that this is normal for this process, especially for the first 4 or 5 days of your process. It doesn't matter how long you do the process or what kind of process you do. You will go through this thing. So what do you do in the first couple of days in a fast where you feel like crap? I have a number 1, 2, and 3. But before I go into 1 and 2, I want to talk about 3, because actually 3 comes first. Hey, Mahogany Dreaming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is so true. It is so true. Okay? And when I was talking about planning properly, it is so important to plan out whatever process you're going to do. Number 3 of this post was called Wait It Out, but I really want to get to a couple of sentences in this part, right? Even if you're on the type of fast where you don't want to do too much, you should have done your homework to know this was going to happen and prepare for it. First thing to do, especially if you're doing any kind of fast for the first time, is to start it on the weekend. Okay? I don't care what fast you do. I don't care what kind of fast you do. I don't even care if you decide to drink a smoothie once a week. Okay? If this is the first time that you're trying this particular type of fast, or if it's something that you did before but you have not done in a very long time, please start it on the weekend. Please. The last thing you want to do is start these things on a work day. Okay? Because you're not going to make it to work. You want, hey, I'm going to make it to work today. You will not make it to work that day. Okay? Especially if that's your first day, you're not going to make it. You're going to call out sick. I guarantee. Okay? Because those first 4 days are so unpredictable. When you start on the weekend, I usually tell people start on Friday night. Because at least you know when you wake up Saturday morning what happens to you once you sleep and once you wake up, right? And you got the whole of Saturday to go through all that crap. Saturday, you could vomit all day, and I don't want you to vomit all day because that's kind of dangerous, but you know what I mean. You could vomit freely, you could dump freely, you could sit on your bed, lay down all day, you could have your allergies freely, sit up in your house, clean something, you know what I'm saying, get your headache, all that flyness. You go through that on Saturday, and if you go to church on Sunday, tell your peoples at church, I am fasting. They will not be mad at you if you skip that day. Okay? Because the last thing the church people want you to do is come to church, far in, and all that other flyness. They don't want no parts. I'm telling you, they're going to tell you stay home. They're going to be like, the Most High, Jesus, whoever it is you worshiping, they will see you from your house. They will bless you good, and don't bless us. Okay? Do not bless us with no farts or none of them things. We are good. We want to keep our plumbing together. Okay? We don't want to see you hot flashing and all that. Because even as you detox, you might catch a hot flash and you're not even at the age for menopause. Okay? You be like, where does hot flash come from? I'm 35. You're detoxing, Miss Mamas. Don't nobody want to see you fall out, pass out, faint, mahogany dream. You already know what I'm talking about. Nobody wants to see you go through. You don't want nobody to see you go through any of that stuff. So stay your ass home. Okay? And for me, if I do certain fasts, I tend to break out, right? My face will look like I'm 12 years old in the middle of puberty. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Stay your ass home. Because if that happens to me on Saturday and Sunday, I guarantee you by Monday or Tuesday, I'm straight. I'm straight. All right? So, boom. Do that. Prepare it well. All right? And now, if you start this process on the weekend, I need you to do number one. Okay? And number one is drink more water. All right? You need more water in your life. Most of us are dehydrated anyway. People look at me and be like, I drink enough water. What is enough water for you? I drink 8 ounces every day. That ain't enough for you. Only people that can show me their 1-gallon water bottles and I see them drink that 1-gallon water bottle throughout the day or within a specific amount of time, then I'll believe you're hydrated enough. Okay? Some people even will be like, well, I take water pills. That don't mean jack bone. You're not hydrated. You're not hydrated enough, person. Okay? You really not. Some people, if they naturally sweat a lot, I would even believe that they're more hydrated than the average bear. Because sweating is a process of thermogenesis to keep your internal body at homeostasis. So if you're burning too much and you get too hot internally, you'll start to sweat externally to cool that down. It's cooling down your skin, all right? And it's actually adding to the hydration of your skin. So if you're a person that just naturally sweats a lot and you don't work out a lot or whatever, you just naturally sweat, I'll even give you might be a little bit more hydrated than the average bear because in my experience, people who naturally sweat a lot, they will drink water and know when to drink it. Okay? They really will. There's a funny thing about that, but we might get to that another day. Let's just move on. Water is important. Okay? Even you, hey, Vita V, I drink all the water of the planet. No, the fuck you don't, because there's an inexhaustible supply of water, and you even need more now that you're detoxing, because the detox, the process that you're doing, is taking all the water you got in your body to push that crap out. All right? If you were a constipator before you decided to do your process, you're going to be a diarrhea now. And most people don't realize that constipation and diarrhea are two extremes of a hydration issue. All right? That doesn't mean that if you have diarrhea, you got too much water in your system. No. If you have diarrhea, what that means is that your body needs way too much water to get the crap out of you. All right? And if you're constipated, your body does not have enough water to effectively let it out of your colon. It's still hydration issues. It's not quite the same, right? You can be dehydrated from diarrhea, even more so, because it needs all that water to get it out. That's why diarrhea looks like sludge and slush and mud. And constipation looks totally different, and it hurts more and all of that. Yes, Mahogany Dreaming. Diarrhea and constipation both have to do with water. And a lot of people don't know that. Yeah. So water aids in these things getting out of your body better. That doesn't mean your booty is not going to hurt. Okay? That don't mean your booty might hurt, but it will hurt a lot less, because as you keep yourself hydrated, you don't have to have diarrhea. You don't have to, go through constipation. You can have an easier time to come to that healthy doo-doo that you need to push out of you. Okay? Water actually helps push out the excess uric acid in your bladder, helps to clean out your kidneys a lot better, especially if this detox is going to get rid of any stones that may form because of the lack of hydration that you have. Okay? If one of the detox wastes that's coming out of you is mucus, water will help that to become clear. For those of you who don't understand the power of mucus, when your mucus is clear, that generally means that you have healthy, like you're not sick. There's just excess mucus in you that you have to get out. When your mucus is, like if your mucus is clear and it's not thick and all of that, that's just healthy excess mucus. You just got to get out of you. However, as the consistency of the mucus changes and the color of the mucus changes, that represents how much illness or distress is inside of your body that needs to get purged out. Okay? So if one of the things that needs to purge out is excess mucus, water will help to get that out. Even if it's the thick, green, yellow looking thing that you're like, ew, this is cold and flu type mucus, it's going to help it get out more. Okay? If it's clear mucus, it will help to get it out easier. It might not stop. It might, make the process a little bit more, and that's annoying, but at least it's going to make it not as bad. It's going to help drain out your mucus from your brain a lot better. And I have to explain that too. Because a lot of times when you get headaches, depending on what type of headache you is or what the level is, most of the time people get headaches because they're dehydrated. Okay? 3/4 of the time. I'll put it to you like this. If you get normal headaches on a consistent basis, it's either one of two reasons why you get those headaches. One, you're dehydrated, or two, you don't have enough magnesium in your body. If you start drinking more water, you add magnesium to your regimen, you increase that, you're more than likely going to stop your headaches. Unless you have migraines and the severity of these headaches and all of that is really on a different level. Basic shit, water and magnesium, baby. Okay? When you detox, a lot of times people get headaches because mucus and all the negative things are coming out of your head, in your face, behind your eyes, and all of that. And if you were dehydrated in the first place, right? If you weren't taking in enough water before you started your process, you're going to catch headaches. You're going to catch headaches because you're not taking in enough water. Forget your vitamins and your minerals. Forget that. Because sometimes when people fast, they do different types of fast. So if I'm doing a water fast where I'm not eating anything and I'm just drinking water, if I'm not drinking like smart water or some type of thing like that, where the magnesium at? You're not going to get enough. Okay? So water has to be your friend. Okay? Water has to be your friend. I'm not talking about juice or none of that mess. I'm talking about water. Okay? If if during your process you tend to vomit, you tend to upchuck your waist instead of letting it come out the other end, you definitely need water, because those of us with acid reflux knows what that can do to our throats, knows what it can do to our teeth, knows what it can do to our mouth. And for those of us who have bad breath when they detox and water doesn't help, that's where number 3 will come in. Okay, but usually water will help ease the symptoms of your processes. Okay, usually water alone should be fine. Usually. Number 3, make sure you use peppermint tea. And I know people like peppermint tea. What are you talking about? Peppermint tea for what, Shri? I'll tell you. Now, before I go into number 3, I just want to give you a little bit of background into who I am, if you don't know already. You see this lovely picture of me doing crow pose. I am a yoga instructor. I am a personal trainer. And I am a holistic health coach. Okay, I worked in a natural foods, natural vitamin store, aka an apothecary, for 7 years. I've been around some of the top herbalists and doctors and all of that for a long time. I got my education from a well-renowned school for holistic health coaches called the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I have a whole lot of experience because for 10 years, a little bit over 10 years, but for at least 10 years, I did the Master Cleanser, which is a very, very, very strenuous type of fasting. Okay? So I got a little bit of, I can tell you something, just a little bit, just a little bit. And I learned about peppermint tea from doing the Master Cleanse. Okay? So first of all, and like I said, number 2, peppermint tea can be your friend. Now, the Master Cleanse is also called the lemonade diet because basically what you're consuming throughout this fast is lemonade. Lemonade tea, hot or cold, okay? You might do some salt water jammy in the morning, but for the whole day, it's that lemonade thing, okay? Excuse me. And you can drink water. After the 3rd or 4th day of this lemonade diet, Stanley Burroughs, who created the Master Cleanse, recommends that you can take peppermint tea for the following things: bad breath, okay? If you lost a sense of taste and if you lost your sense of smell, peppermint tea definitely helps to bring those back. Peppermint tea at that time for the master cleanse specifically is also good for your teeth. Let me explain why. You can make the lemonade diet with lemons or limes, okay? Lemons or limes and limes are considered citrus fruits with grapefruit and oranges. Unlike grapefruits and oranges, as soon as lemon and or lime touches your tongue and goes down your throat, it is no longer acidic. It is alkaline inside of your body. Okay? So, if I made this lemonade tea, how I'm supposed to make it, and you can use lemon juice in general. I personally didn't use regular lemon juice. I would get like organic lemon juice. I even got to a point where I would squeeze the lemons and use that juice. I can answer that, Mahogany Dreaming. Give me a second, okay? Um, I can definitely answer that question right there. Um, Back to the lemonade. So once the lemonade juice goes down your throat, it is alkaline, which is why it's used as a base for the lemonade diet. However, as the lemon juice or lime juice is still in your mouth before you swallow, it will erode the enamel of your teeth because it's still acidic in your mouth into your teeth. Okay? So peppermint tea can stop the erosion of the enamel on your teeth due to the effects of the lemon or the lime and the maple syrup because that's a natural sugar. All right. So peppermint tea can be very beneficial for your stomach issues, your esophagus, your taste buds, your taste buds on your tongue, the smelling. I can't figure out the word now. Whatever's in your nose that helps you to smell, it benefits that. Peppermint tea even helps with headaches because there are certain things in peppermint that will benefit that and it will add to hydration. The only thing that I tell people, which really doesn't matter if you do the master cleanse for 10 days, it doesn't matter. But if you do peppermint tea for over 10 days, I usually tell people do peppermint tea for 10 days and then for the last set of days take a break because too much peppermint tea can cause heart arrhythmias, and a lot of people don't know that either. That's an old herbalist knowledge there. All right, let's get the salt water in the morning. Woo, child. Now, Mahogany, I'm glad you specified at the end sea salt. Okay? Yes, Mahogany Dreaming. Sea salt is the saltwater cleanse that you usually do in the morning when you do the master cleanse. Okay? And this is another reason why when you do something like the master cleanse or you do some serious ass fast like that, you do it on the weekend, child. Because when you wake up in the morning and you got to drink that salt water jamma, you don't know what is going to happen to you. You don't know if that thing is going to come up out your mouth, come up out your butt. Mahogany, I had the salt water cleanse make me throw up and doo-doo at the same time. That was around the second time that I ever did the master cleanse. Okay? I did both at the same. I was like, everything came out, and I was crying. Okay. The trick is to know how much to do. Okay, you have to know how much to do for you. If you ever read the book, The Master Cleanse, he'll tell you to take about a teaspoon of the sea salt or a tablespoon. I'm going more for the teaspoon. Okay, I don't do like he tells you to get a big ass bottle of that shit. Like if you get the biggest water bottle of that shit, hold up. You get like these big, here's a Crystal Geyser bottle. I'm not gonna cam up right now. But this tall Crystal Geyser bottle that I'm looking at right now, it's 1.5 liters. So if I fill this whole 1.5 liters with water, Stanley Burroughs might tell me to either put a teaspoon or a tablespoon in this thing. Okay? No. You could try that on the first day, right? And then after the first day, you feel like hell. Stanley Burroughs tells you what to do. All you have to do is lower the amount of sea salt, okay? What I tell first timers to do if they try the sea salt cleanse, only a pinch. Try a pinch, okay? I don't want you putting a whole teaspoon in. I don't even want you to put half a teaspoon. I don't even want you to put a quarter teaspoon in that mug. Take a cup of water, just a cup of water, and put a pinch or 2 pinches of that sea salt. Yeah, you did tablespoons, right? Oh, hell no, Mahogany Dreaming. You got to do teaspoons. Teaspoons in 32 ounces is way better than tablespoons. Tablespoons are too much. I don't even do tablespoons. And this 1.5 liters that I'm looking at is 50.2 fluid ounces. Okay? So 50.2 fluid ounces, you lucky if I put 1 teaspoon in here. A filled teaspoon, not a little tippy teaspoon, a full teaspoon in this bitch. And I'm going to wait 3 hours before I walk out that door or even take a shower. Okay? Because sometimes you drink the saltwater cleanse and you're like, okay, give me take a shower. And then you want to take all kinds of dumpy dumps in the shower. You want to throw up in the shower, all kinds of things. And you don't want to be that type of person. Okay? Yeah. You got to listen. You do that saltwater. This is why I say start these things on the weekend because you have the time to be able to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? So Saturday morning comes, I have to drink my salt water. I go through all this crazy ass shit. I know at least on Sunday, tomorrow, okay, tomorrow, I'm going to take a little less sea salt with the same amount of water. Don't change your water. Change the amount of sea salt. Okay? Always remember that. Rule number 1 is drink more water. So when you have something like a sea salt cleanse, you always want to choose more water, less ingredient. Okay? Especially when it comes to sea salt. If Saturday you use the full amount of whatever was said and you feel like shit, Sunday, cut that motherfucker in half. Do it on Sunday, you still feel crazy, ooh, ooh, cut that motherfucker in half. And then you will find the level that will work for you. With the sea salt cleanse, I will never tell you to wait it out because I know people that have gone to the hospital just from the saltwater cleanse. Okay? And I could do a whole thing on the master cleanse and what's the problems with the master cleanse. This is why I wanted to write a book called Do Not Do the Master Cleanse. Not because the master cleanse is bad, but because most people don't even know how to read the book properly. They don't understand the directions properly, and they come at that thing with the wrong intent. I don't care what fast you do. All of you come at it with the wrong intent. Shri, what you mean? I'm very serious. You can call me Baidavi or Shri right now. I will say the same thing. Most of you have the wrong intention when it comes to doing these processes. Why? Because there are certain things that you do not understand when it comes to why you process. Myth number 1 when it comes to fasting. I'm going to lose this weight and it's going to stay off. Never. That is a lie. Bullshit. And it's not because of that process. It's because of you. Okay? It's because of you. And let me explain why. When you do whatever process that you do, you are cutting out things that you normally do. Okay? You might not be eating your regular food. You might not be drinking your regular juice. You might have said F alcohol. You might not even want to smoke your weed while you do these processes. Okay? Or you can't do those things during these processes. There's a strict regimen on what you got to eat or what you got to drink or whatever it is. Even if it's like, yo, I'm just doing a juice fast or a smoothie fast. There's certain things you're not taking in. Okay, that you normally take in, which is why the process of fasting and detox and all of that works. Because when you do them, you are losing the waste that still sits in your body or takes a longer time to get out of you if you just ate what you wanted and exercised, right? Right. So you're going to lose all kinds of weight in all kinds of days because you're doing this radical thing that your body's not used to. When you go back to your regular processes, guess what's going to happen? More than likely, you're going to gain double the amount of weight that you lost. Why? One, your body has to get used to that crap again. Okay? So as it gets used to that crap, okay, let me rewind and rephrase what I'm about to tell you. When you go through your process of detox, your body gets used to that thing not in you. You are literally reprogramming your body to now take this crap, all right? And your body will see it as crap. So for the first couple of days, if you don't do the master cleanse right to get off of it, when you go back to regular food, you might throw up. You might have diarrhea. You might have constipation. You might catch a headache. You might go through all this shit, not because of the detox process, because now it's reversed. Your body don't know what to do with this shit. What is this shit? What is this? I don't like this no more. But you force feeding it on me. So as your body is getting force fed back the crap that you didn't give it for however long, it's going to start to turn back into the waste that you left. So that's, now you got back to your regular weight. And your mind, while your body is like, I don't like none of this crap, your mind is like, I missed this chicken. I missed these burgers. I missed all this crap that you giving me right now. And I want more. I have to catch up. I have to catch up on all the crap I missed. We need to eat 2 weeks worth of what we didn't eat before, because your mind is like, what the fuck? Okay? Your mind is like, hey, let's go. We can handle it now. It's telling your body lies, but that's how your mind works. That's how your ego works. Just like that. So now you have gained double what you lost. Excuse me. You know what the best fast looks like? The best fast happens after. All right? What's supposed to happen with a detox fast or purge? It is basically an elimination diet, an extreme elimination diet, okay? Because basic elimination diets, let's say I drink too much soda, and I know that. Okay? I know I drink too much soda. So let's eliminate soda for 2 weeks. I'm still gonna eat the regular crap I eat. That ain't gonna change. I still might drink other craps that I didn't juice. I might drink more juice or something, but I'm just gonna cut out soda for 2 weeks. And then for 2 weeks, I'm gonna drink soda again and see what happens. Right? The best type of fast is when that soda, when you bring it back into you, it gives you an adverse effect. And it's like, oh, I don't want this soda no more. This soda ain't good for me. Or you're like, I'll cut down on the soda. I'll be moderate with the soda. I'm not going to drink the soda like I did before. I'm not, It ain't going to work like that. Think about what drug addicts go through when they go to rehab. Okay? When a drug addict goes to rehab, they all go through this process where they feel horrible, disgusting, all kind of physical things are happening and they can't, oh, they got headaches, they got everything, right? And then they get out of rehab and it's like they're sober. So then when they go back to that drug, it feels even more good. All right. It feels even better than when you were doing that drug for 10 and 20 years. This is the feeling that I've been looking for. It's the same thing with food. The same, if not worse. Because most of y'all know that sugar is 1,000 times more addictive than cocaine. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know that? You didn't know that? Chapel. Some people tell you 100. I'll tell you 1,000. Okay? Yeah. Salt too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Food is especially like that. Okay? You might not walk around like a zombie and lean, like Michael Jackson if you on heroin again, if you went back on food, but you will gain that weight quicker than you lost it. Okay? And you will have to force your body to go back to normal with you eating that caca mess. Okay? And that's when the arteries clog again and all the visceral fat invades your organs and fucks you up. Okay? The purpose of fasting is not to take advantage of it. The purpose of fasting is for you to figure out what the thing is that you need to cut down or cut the fuck out. Rehabilitation with alcohol only works when you don't go back or when you've learned to manage it to a degree where you don't get drunk and you don't get cirrhosis of the liver. I am a recovering alcoholic. I don't touch alcohol like that anymore. I used to. That's what a fast should do. A fast should be like a rehab. Whereas when you're done with that fast, you want to cut down on that thing or you just want to cut it out. Let me give you an example. Me personally, before I even started the Master Cleanse for the very first time, and I'm telling you, I did the Master Cleanse my first time almost 25 years ago. Okay? I was like in my 20s when I started the Master Cleanse for the first time. And I was a serious beer drinker. You understand me? When I tell y'all I was still, when I stopped drinking heavy alcohol like that, I was still drinking beer. All right, because beer was the go-to. I knew I couldn't drink no hard liquor no more. Me mixing drinks is my problem with alcohol, right? So I had already stopped that, but I was still drinking El Presidente and Corona and all the Stella Artois. Hey, if it was a Reeb, I was drinking it. Okay? So I started the Master Cleanse. Of course, I ain't drink no beer. None of that shit. I ain't do none of that shit. None of it. I did the whole 14 days. I was straight. I was super good. I came back off the Master Cleanser real safe, real nice. I did what I do, right? And it was like almost a month after doing the Master Cleanse. This is when I was heavy in the music industry, and I used to go to all the industry parties and all this shit, right? So they had an industry party at this spot. It was called the Kodak Museum. I don't even know if it's still open. But this party had free Corona all night. Okay? And it was a month since I did the Master Cleanse. I was like, hey, let's go drink this Reeves. Okay, I miss me some Corona, child. So I had like one Corona. I was cool. I had my second Corona, and I got a headache like a motherfucker. And then I had the worst head cold, which lasted like a week. And I was mad. I was like, what the hell is this? How'd I catch this cold? It's not even cold weather like that. This is like summertime. Why am I catching a cold? So I got over that, right? Chilling. I'm good. A whole week passed, 2 weeks passed. And I'm like, okay, we dealt with that. No more Coronas. Same party, came up at the same spot, right? This time, it was Red Stripe for free all night. If y'all don't know what Red Stripe is, that's beer from Jamaica, right? So I'm sitting here like, okay, this ain't no Miller Lite, this ain't no Bud Light, this ain't no craps. This is different type of thing. So that make them beer different. So I could drink that. No, friends, the same thing happened. Okay? And guess what? 20 something years later, I cannot drink beer. Because I did that Master Cleanser the first time, I became allergic to hops. How you know that? Because when I worked at the natural vitamin store, the apothecary, they used to have hops. The natural, excuse me, the natural herb in a mason jar to sell to people. And we were trying to figure out why I became allergic to beer. What is it? What is it? What is it? Well, what are you actually allergic to when it comes to the beer? And most beer is made of hops and barley. So we had this bowl of hops to sell to people. And I said, here's what I'm gonna do. I opened up the thing of the hops and put my face in it and took a deep breath in, right? And then I closed it and put it away. I caught the quickest headache. And that head cold came so fast. Luckily for me, it only lasted 2 days. Okay? But I became allergic to hops. And I never drank beer again. That is the sign of a good ass fast. Okay? When the fast, the detox, the purge get you to the point where you're not doing that again, yeah. Okay? The second time that I did the Master Cleanse, I did it for a long, no, it wasn't the second time that I lost all that weight. The second time I did the Master Cleanse, I could not eat chicken for 9 months. Me and chicken did not mix. My body did not want to have anything to do with chicken. Okay? Chicken leg, chicken thigh, chicken breast, chicken bone, chicken neck, none of that. And I love me some chicken, y'all. I was a chicken motherfucker. But now I'm more seafood and fish. Okay? I still eat chicken, but I'm more seafood and fish now. But I couldn't believe for 9 whole months, I couldn't eat no chicken. I did the Master Cleanse one time and I didn't smoke weed for a whole year. I felt allergic. Okay? I sure did. I do my medicine now. But you understand what I'm saying? Like certain things I had to force back onto my body because if it was up to my body, I wouldn't do it no more. It wouldn't make no sense. And your body knows that one or two things that it does not need or want anymore. Your body knows that. But you have an ego which doesn't give a shit about the messages that your body puts out. Okay? Your ego and your body do not work together in tandem all the time. A lot of times, your ego, your mind, is an abusive husband to your wife, which is the body. Okay? Your ego, your mind will be like, produce, produce, produce. And even though your body's like, I got this problem right here, I got this problem right there, you don't give a damn. You're just like, get it together. And it's not until your body is really messed up and broken down like a car that you're going to go to the doctor and be like, well, how did this happen? Okay? So when you fast, detox, purge, that's another thing that it does. It's supposed to allow your mind and your body to work together, and your mind will fight your body. Okay? That's another reason why all these detox things are happening when you go through that process, because now your body has a chance to speak and your mind got to shut up. Okay? Your mind have no control. Your ego has no control in the process of fasting. It's not supposed to. But when you don't do your proper research and you don't plan properly, you set your ego up to quit. And you do not give your body that chance to properly heal. Okay? So it's important to understand certain things. Every single fast that you do, every single different type of fast that you do, there are always caveats, things to consider when you do that particular fast. Each type of fast, each type of detox is different. It may produce different results in different people. Some detoxes do nothing. Some detoxes are too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that in itself is so vast and so specific. At the same time, I'd have to do separate lives for each type of fast, or, this and that. The master cleanse is not the only type of fast that I've done. I've done many elimination diets, from very small to very large. All right? And my conclusion for me is that elimination diets only work when I need to figure out what the hell is wrong with me. I don't have to do an elimination diet to lose 10 pounds. I really don't. I don't. But I do need to have patience, okay, for that. And you need to have patience to do this. Enough patience before, during, and after. And water to me equals patience. So if I'm going to start any type of fast, I'm not going to start it the same day that it's a thought in my mind. I really have to plan it out so that I can have discipline in my brain to allow my body to do what it has to do properly and safely. Okay? That's pretty much all I'm going to talk about right now. I wanted to give you a very basic overview of what to do when you fast. Okay, or when you start the process of fasting. Even if you fasted 1,000,000 times, and you fasted 1,000,000 times doing water fasts, but now you're trying something different, follow the same procedure in general. Okay, even if you did the water fast for the 1,000,000th time, you probably did your last fast at 35 and now you 38. Your body done changed. Okay, so we can't have a 25-year-old body mindset to fix a body that is now 10 years older, right? We have to discipline our mind to be able to shut the fuck up, cakes, for when we are ready to do what we need to do with the body. Okay? That in itself is very, very important. If you don't like water, please figure out a way to like water during your process, okay? If you need to add fruit to your water, which you should not do when you're doing the saltwater cleanse, And let me tell you something. about the saltwater cleanse in itself, you damn sure need more water to be able to do it. I tell anyone that does the master cleanse as a whole or the saltwater cleanse by itself, which I don't recommend you doing the saltwater cleanse by itself. Because when you do the saltwater cleanse, that's like drinking Senna and Cascada Sagrada, and you can catch really bad gripe. Okay? Especially if you're eating the same caca shit every day and you expect this sea salt water cleanse to fix your ass. That's not safe at all. Because that sea salt water cleanse is supposed to help you cleanse out what's in there, not by adding the same shit over and over. You're going to get gripe every goddamn day you do it. Okay? And you're not supposed to feel gripe after a couple days. So I tell people, don't do the saltwater cleanse by itself, Wody. Don't you dare. And if you want to do the saltwater cleanse by itself, I suggest you increase your intake of water to double whatever it was for at least 2 weeks before you start that saltwater cleanse. Because the whole idea of that salt water is to suck up the excess fluid in you. And if you are already dehydrated and you put salt water up in you, I'm real close to the mic right now, the salt water is going to take everything away, just like penicillin killed everything. The good bacteria and the bad bacteria. The salt water going to take away everything. It's not going to discriminate between the good shit and the bad shit. The only thing that will delineate that salt water between keeping the good shit and getting rid of the bad shit is you already being at a certain level of hydration that is higher than the content of the sea salt mixed with water that you're about to drink. Okay? Remember that, folks. And with that being said, this is your Master Faster, Badavi, aka Shri. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions about this video right here, you can leave me a comment. After the video's over, catch the replay. If you would like more advice, personalized advice for you, I have memberships on another page for fitness. Also, you're so welcome, Mahogany Dreaming. I'm glad you're still with me, after Shri docks your earlobe. Okay? Glad you're still with Shri. But I will give you information on that membership if you need it. The most basic membership is $9.99. That will give you a class every week. Right now, our classes are low impact classes. And it's a semi-group class. So even though the exercises are generalized, I tailor it for the various people in that class. All right. And next week, I should give that information now. I also have a membership for $1.99 a month. And for those guys, I'm going to see if it makes sense to give those guys a class once a month. And we're going to start next week with a separate class for them. Okay? If you're already a member at the $1.99 membership, expect a message in the community post. Okay, with further information, because it is next week. More than likely, it will be Tuesday at 8:15, right after the members of the $9.99 membership gets their class. Okay, this class is only going to be for about 20-25 minutes, with 5 minutes to spare to talk or whatever have you. Okay, so you guys have a great one. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful afternoon. The time is 4:44. Please make a wish to your angels if that's what you need to do. And I will talk to you later. Okay? Peace.